Yeah. Afternoon. Should we just do our check-in injury-wise? We saw you training yesterday. There was no Tomiyasu, and Saka had a bit of a heavy strapping. I mean, he has done. But yeah, is everyone all right? Is everyone fit to go?
Yeah, a few doubts that tomorrow we can resolve because we have another training session. So we will have to wait and see.
Doubts over?
A few names that you discussed. Yes.
Okay. Jorginho, yesterday, and you announced you've extended his contract, short-term contracts. I wonder how important he is to you with what you're trying to do this season, but obviously going forward to next season, and if he needed any persuasion at all.
I think there's no questions about his contribution to the team, the way he feels about his teammates, about the club, the way we play, and he's someone that makes everybody else better. That's his main quality. He's still hungry. He wants to win. He wants to win with us. He's happy here. His family's happy here. So for us, it was a really easy decision.
We know he's a little bit like your eyes and ears on the field. Anybody that's watched you live can see the input he has from almost like a coaching point of view. Is there a bit of him that maybe reminds you of yourself then?
Well, he's a very important player for all the coaches, I think, because his game understanding, the way he communicates, the way he coaches people is excellent. And you need those type of players. But on top of that, I think as a model, very difficult to find somebody better than him. You know, when he needs to be at it and serious and drag people with him, he does it. And when it's fun and relaxing atmosphere, he's one of the best as well. So it's a good combination.
If I'd said to you, Mikel, at the beginning of the season, with 2 games to go, you'd be right in a title race, win your last 2 games and the title could be yours, what would you have said?
I would have taken that pen and sign it. Yeah.
And we know that it might not work out the way that you want it. And can you give us a sense that if you have done that and you signed that pen and you win your next 2 games, the sense of kind of crushing frustration, disappointment, or is it one of belief and joy because you're right where you wanted to be with 2 games to go?
My brain always talking me to the place where we are lifting the Premier League. That's what my brain is doing at the moment. So I just follow my brain and my gut, and this is how I feel. And this is as well the way that I want everybody to think. And hopefully we can achieve it.
Just finally from me, Arsenal fans picked up their papers the other morning and saw Fulham doing some kite flying. And they were a little bit concerned that the Premier League title might be over. I wondered what you made of that and the idea of bonding. And I guess the
and then it's an unbelievable run. So again, I'm very positive that that's going to be what's going to happen to Fulham.
Less bonding. I mean, there was a phase of army training and co-steering and just hideous sounding things like that. Do you remember you got a moment that stuck out as a group?
A few. We've done trips with David Moyes. He used to take us around the US, and one of the best I ever had in my life.
Mikel.
Hi.
Is it tough psychologically to not be in control of the title outcome? How do you manage that with the players?
Well, it leaves you a very clear situation that you have to focus and be determined to do what you have to do to be in the best possible position. That's very simple and clear, and that's what we are doing.
Do you make sure the players know that it might not work? Do you have to prepare them to that possible outcome as well?
No, we have to think that it is going to work, and what is going to work is that we try to be better than our opponents and beat them. And the final outcome, that would be something else that at the moment is not in our control.
Manchester United aren't in the greatest of forms. We saw that at Selhurst Park. does that count in this game, or do you think it's a fixture where you take the form out of the equation?
I don't think about every game has a different context. We know the difficulty is in our history when you look at what we've done over there. So we're going to have to get our best to earn the right to win the game.
You don't have the greatest of records at Old Trafford, what Arsenal don't anyway. Does it make it even more challenging to prepare that game, knowing you must win in this context?
It is, and we know what we need to do. But first of all, we have to perform at a really high level to deserve to win the match, and that's where the focus is.
Okay.
Hi.
I just wonder what you'll be doing at 12:30 tomorrow. Will you be training when the City game's on, or will you be watching it?
We're going to be training.
Anyone give you the updates, or you're not interested?
I don't know. I don't know if it's something that we can control, but I'm sure people will be connected to it.
It's 2 years now you've gone head-to-head with what a lot of people consider, yourself included, I think, the best team in the world. What does that just say about you and the fact that it is 2 years? It isn't just a one-off. That must be important.
Yeah, that we are in the journey to try to catch them and try to be better than them, which is the aim and what we have to do. And it is an inspiration to have this level of opposition, and that's what it makes you better always when there is someone challenge you to go further and further.
I suppose the proof of how difficult it is to beat them is when you look at someone like Jurgen Klopp, who leaves Liverpool in the summer, and he's only managed to win one Premier League title. That in itself tells you just how difficult it is to beat City, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously the history of City. So before that as well, they were winning trophies, and they're winning Premier League, and they've been in an unbelievable journey in the last 10, 15 years. But yeah, we want to change that. We're trying to do everything that we can to improve and get better and better.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You spoke a lot about going to Anfield and it being like a washing machine and the difficulty in the atmosphere then. I just wonder if you hold Old Trafford on a similar path.
Well, it is different, but yeah, obviously the difficulty is there, the quality of the opposition, the quality of the individuals, the manager. It brings a lot of challenges. So as I said, we've been in very difficult scenarios this season. We've done very well, and hopefully we can do the same on Sunday.
Do you have any personal memories of difficult times you've had at Old Trafford? Because obviously you weren't able to win there as a player, but maybe as a manager you'll be able to.
I don't know. I think now we are preparing the game and try to visualize the game that we're going to have to play on Sunday, and we put ourselves in a really positive context. That's what we try to do.
I know you don't want to look too much in the past, but the reverse fixture obviously carries some fantastic memories. I just wondered what your memories of the dramatic late win earlier in the season.
Yeah, it was a game with a lot of alternatives. Difficult one. There were small margins because they had a huge moment when the goal was disallowed. It was a 1-2. And then we turned the game around and scored 2 very good goals. So that tells you the difficulty, the quality of them, and what we're going to have to do to beat them.
I've thought that quite a few times, the fine margins that could have turned the game in a different way. Do you sympathise with him sort of constantly bring it up and saying, this is how things could have changed, or do you almost find it a bit?
Yeah, for sure, because at this level, that's the reality. That the margins are so small, and momentum shifts in relation to an action sometimes in the game, sometimes in a season, because you need that momentum to something click and then start an unbelievable run. So, of course, I do.
John from BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I've just been speaking to Jorginho. You may have spoken about him already, but signing his new contract, how important is that? Not so much as a player on the pitch, but his influence he can have off the pitch and his character.
Yeah. First of all, as a player on the pitch, because he's a phenomenal player and he gives us so much. And then, yeah, for the rest of the qualities that he has to bring to the team, to the squad, to the club, to our culture. And yeah, we are delighted to have him.
Is he quite an effective character to have around the dressing room?
Yeah, impossible not to like him in any way. It's a super special person. A great family man with a lot of experiences, and he knows how to talk to people. He knows how to inspire people, and certainly he knows very well how to drive a team and be part of a really important team.
Just one final one. How would you describe your emotions now? A couple of games to go. Is it excitement? Is there a bit of apprehension there? What is it?
Focus on what we have to do, determined to do what we have to do, and at the same time very enthusiastic and exciting and enjoying the moment. Yeah.
Hi, Mikel. You spoke earlier on there about the story and the visualization you have of Arsenal winning the league on the final day of the season. So I suppose the question has to be, where do you visualize City dropping points? Maybe at Tottenham or Fulham?
That's something is not in our hands. I'm telling you how I'm feeling, the thoughts that come to my head, and what is driving my energy and my purpose right now is that ambition and that objective that is so good.
How do you keep from getting too high and too low at this stage of the season emotionally?
Being focused, I think, and determining what we have to do is the only thing that we can do, which is a lot, because it's still a lot to play for against very difficult opponents, and we know the turns and that can happen in this league, and you just have to look at the history of this league.
Last couple in the live. Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Last April, of course, Arsenal fell away in the title race. This time round, you've made it to the end, well, nearly to the end, and you bang in contention. In terms of, for example, Paul Merson recently said he compared Man City to a prime Mike Tyson. Do you feel like that in some ways, that no matter how good you are, what you do with City, because they're such a juggernaut, there's that step that you might not be able to make because they're such a supreme force?
You have to keep improving and try to be better than them when you face them head to head and in a long season with a lot of demands in this league. But is what we know, and this season maybe it's not been as high as we already expected, because I think as well the league has gone to a different level. This league, something that I haven't seen before, in my opinion. But that's where we are.
And with managers and refereeing decisions, with Eric Ten Hag, of course, expected after the game for him to be a bit upset, possibly because his team lost. But obviously, he's brought up a few times this season. Do you think that gives United and his team a bit of motivation to try and salvage something or get something against yourselves this weekend?
I don't know how they are feeling about this, but yeah, we have enough to think about how we're going to beat them and what we have to be better than them.
Okay, I just wondered, there's a couple of people at Fulham that you'll know well, Leno and Willian. Have you had any words with them this week? None at all?
No.
No, I just wanted to ask you about, you look back to that game in 2020, the first one at Old Trafford in so many years. You look at that squad now in both teams, there's four players remaining at Arsenal, there's 9 at United. There's been managerial changes at United, but you've been front and centre for that whole period. You know, I guess the speed of the evolution, does it surprise you at times when you look back at where you are now?
I don't know. It moves so fast, and so many things happened daily that you don't tend to remember much about what happened 3-4 years ago. It's true that it's been an unbelievable journey in every sense, with a lot of changes, and we have come far from where we were. That's true, but there's still a lot to come.
Because before a lot of these big games, you see you use these psychological tools, whether it's playing music or the light bulb. It feels like now the record's so good against top 6 teams. Do you feel that you, the players, almost can lead that now? You don't feel that you have to psych them up for the game?
Yeah, but sometimes it's not related about lead or not lead. It's about moments. It's about trying to transmit certain ideas or bring an analogy to a situation that we want to face or provoke. And but yeah, obviously the team now is differently prepared to a few years ago.
Thanks. We're now going to that finish the live section.
City.